G'day YouTube, it's Ralph here, and I'm gonna ask you guys, do you want to lose weight or fat without doing much exercise or cardio? What if I tell you walking after meals could be the easiest and most effective fat burning method that I have discovered throughout my weight loss journey? So today I'm gonna break down on how I managed to lose fat or weight without actually doing too much cardiovascular exercise by simply doing this healthy habit each day. Before I jump into the topic, I'd just like to take this opportunity to introduce myself. My name is Ralph and I'm a nurse here in Australia for the past decade with experience in high acuity settings such as intensive care, emergency department, and currently practicing on the perioperative care unit. So I'd like to spend my time on the bodybuilding space and also the evidence-based approach niche. So with all this knowledge that I know with my expertise in my profession, I combined it all in order for me to transform my own body from being skinny fat to being lean. So now I would just like to share the secret on how I managed to lose fat or weight back then without actually doing too much cardio. And that's basically doing a walk post-meal. So I'll break it down on how post-meal helps you shred fat or weight, combining this method on top of the caloric deficit that I've taught you guys in the past. This will be a game changer on your fat loss or your weight loss journey. So first things first, I would like to tell you guys why walking after meals is a game changer for fat loss. So I know I've been following bodybuilding method, so I'd like to keep my muscle mass or my muscle gain as well while shredding. And when you're in caloric deficit, your goal is simple: burn more calories than you consume while keeping your hard-earned gains of muscle, right? But the problem is, if you cut calories way too much or do too much cardio, there's a risk of losing those hard-earned gains in the process. And that's where my secret method comes in. So walking actually boosts calorie burn without spiking our hunger, because we're not really demanding our body from too much cardiovascular exercise or too much energy expenditure on a certain period. So by just basically walking, we're actually burning calories in the process because it's part of our TDE. So the top 3 points I'd like to point out on why walking after meals is a game changer is that 1, walking boosts calorie burn without spiking hunger. It encourages fat loss while preserving lean muscle. And also it improves our digestion, blood sugar control, and recovery. There's some recent studies that walking after meals reduces our blood sugar spikes, meaning less insulin response and better fat metabolism. That means we'll be having fewer cravings and more efficient fat loss. And now I would like to talk about on how walking helps you shred in caloric deficit. So I'll break it down on why walking after meals helps us get leaner while in caloric deficit. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is that we increase our calories that we burn without actually draining our energy. Walking helps us to burn those extra calories without causing fatigue because it's just basically a form of steady state cardio. Unlike HIIT or those long marathons, it doesn't really consume way too much energy in the process while we're doing the exercise. Number 2, it enhances fat loss while we preserve muscle. Walking on low intensity activity prevents muscle breakdown, unlike excessive cardio in a deficit. Number 3, this is probably my most favorite part about doing a post-meal walks. It speeds up our digestion and reduces our bloating. So when we walk after we eat, we help the food to move through our digestive system, keeping our stomach obviously to look leaner, and it actually removes that uncomfortable feeling of bloatedness in our gut. 4th tip, it's basically stabilizes our blood sugar and lowers the fat storage. Walking after meal prevents sugar crashes and insulin spikes, leading to better fat burning. The 5th one I'd like to point out is light movement promotes blood flow, thus helps with our muscle recovery. And this basically is a form of relaxation, meaning that our cortisol levels or stress hormones goes down. That's actually preventing fat gain related to stress. So now that you know the benefit, here's how to use walking strategically to get shredded when on caloric deficit. So I'd like to do some walks 10 to 30 minutes after my meal, especially after big meals like lunch and dinner. We don't need to really power walk on this one or brisk walk. Just a normal walk is fine. As we do this, we actually start to move the nutrients from our digestive system throughout the entire body. This is actually a good way to spread out all the nourishment that we get from feeding ourselves. Number 2, I'd like to aim for 8 to 10,000 steps per day. This keeps our overall energy expenditure high without actually exhausting our body. Number 3, if we combine this with resistance training and proper nourishment of protein intake, resistance training actually maintains muscle mass. Also, protein is proven that it's more thermogenic compared to the other macronutrients. As once we consume protein, there's more processes that is involved, such as breaking it down to amino acid before it becomes a source of energy. Step 4, just do all the things that I just said earlier. Be consistent with it. Fat loss happens over time. Walking daily means it will compound the result. So if we're doing 10,000 steps per day and doing 10 to 30 minute walks after meals, let's say in 3 to 6 months, you'll see a significant difference if you combine this with caloric deficit approach. So there you have it. Walking after meals is a simple but powerful way to boost fat loss, improves our digestion, and stay lean while in caloric deficit. And the best part is, it's easy. It doesn't require fatiguing and extreme cardio. So are you going to try walking after meal? Let me know in the comments. And if this helped you, hit that like button and subscribe for more evidence-based approach or fitness tips. I hope you guys like this video. Again, like and subscribe. This is Ralphino signing out. Like what I've always been saying, stay fit, stay strong, and keep crushing it. Have a good one, guys.